Well, I got a request from one of my YouTube commenters to discuss Ring of Fire's so eloquent and so emotional plea for people to find Kyle Rittenhouse because he's gone missing. I think the request was made by Maximilian Meyer. And shout out there to you, Maximilian. That was a great idea because when I went and looked at it, I thought, holy cow, this is perfect material for my show. We're going to watch a dude so earnestly just go into conniptions over Kyle, and he's going to make a plea at the end that's going to be all set for maximum hilarity. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
Okay, and away we go. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. Now, this thing was posted on February 4th, so we'll take a look and see. I don't know how many days that was prior to Kyle's bail hearing, but it was only a few days, I believe. And at this time, Kyle's gone missing. He's a fugitive. Where is he? Oh my God, we gotta find him before he goes on another rampage.
On Tuesday, local news outlets in Illinois and Wisconsin reported that Kyle Rittenhouse, the then 17-year-old who traveled from Illinois, crossed state lines over to Kenosha, Wisconsin.
We crossed state lines. Oh my God, we gotta do something about that.
Killed two protesters. They reported on Tuesday that he's gone missing.
Well, yeah, that's what they reported, but that wasn't really true now, was it?
Prosecutors can't seem to find him because, as it turns out, he gave them a fake address. Told them he lived at one place, and then when they had sent mail to him, because of course he's out on bail, you know, God forbid we lock away this guy who killed two people. I mean, I don't think there's any question that he killed the two people.
Well, that's true. There's no question about the fact that he killed two people. Yeah, you got that right. The whole idea, however, that the prosecutors had no idea where he was, that wasn't the issue now, was it? The problem is that they wanted to disclose his address to the public. And guess why? People could attack him.
The only question is, you know, what was the intent here? That's what the trial's really going to be about, but he did it.
Why try him then? He did it, so let's just assume that he's guilty. We'll have this trial later on, by the way, to show that he did it, but why even try him at this point? I mean, we know he did it, so why even let him out of jail? Just leave him in there and for another 60 years. I mean, who needs a trial?
We know he did. But anyway, they let the killer out. He said, cool, I'll be right here at this address.
Technically, no. His lawyer filled out the form, and his lawyer put a different address down than where he was living. And the reason was simple. The prosecution made it very clear that they were going to take that address and make it public knowledge so that anybody who wanted to kill Kyle could do so. And guess what? The lawyer said, nah, let's just not tell everybody where he is. The police captain, by the way, also told the lawyer, yeah, it's probably not a good idea disclosing where he is living. Now, we don't know for sure if the conversation between the police captain and the lawyer actually took place, but it seems like it probably did.
And then they go and check up on the address and find out, oh, gall darn it, we've been bamboozled. The kid's not here. They don't know where the F Kyle friggin' Rittenhouse is.
Well, just tell Kyle to come to court and he'll be there. What's the problem?
They don't know. Maybe he's out at another bar getting drunk with the Proud Boys that are now a terrorist organization.
Oh. The Proud Boys are a terrorist organization. Dude, that does change things quite a bit, everybody. I'm sorry. It's one thing to be out there getting drunk. You know how bad and evil that is. Getting drunk in public with his mother there. But he's getting drunk with Proud Boys. And Proud Boys are a terrorist organization.
In Canada.
Oh, in Canada. Okay.
Throwing up white power signs.
Oh, we got to put an end to this. What a terror. I mean, he's throwing up white power symbols doing this. He's showing the OK symbol. We must put a stop to this. Glad this man's on it.
And you thought it was a smart idea to let this kid off? I can promise you if Kyle Rittenhouse was any other color than milky white, he'd have been shot dead in Kenosha.
Wow, that's a pretty big claim. But no, he may be right. I mean, if Kyle is out there getting into trouble and he was black, I mean, they would have probably shot him dead.
He'd have been shot dead by authorities in Kenosha.
That there's no doubt about that. If Kyle was black, they would have just shot him. They would have just rolled up their trucks and said, "Oh, look at him, a black dude. He's got his hands up and he's turning himself in for something that we don't even know what happened yet. Let's just shoot him dead."
When this happened. And if he hadn't been, he'd still be sitting in jail. And we actually know that because, believe it or not, folks, there were some black people who helped storm the Capitol.
And they were shot dead, right?
And they're all still sitting in jail being denied bail.
Oh, wait a minute. So they're in jail? They weren't shot? Okay.
Meanwhile, the white people who did it, one of them was just actually granted the luxury of being able to take a vacation they had scheduled down to Mexico.
Okay, so this person is out on bail and has scheduled a trip to Mexico, and the judge said, sure, as long as you show up for your bail hearing. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Well, whatever. It has nothing to do with Kyle.
They're out on bail, and the prosecutor said, it's all right, you're white. Go enjoy your Mexican vacation. Have some tacos for me.
Prosecutor said that? Really? I didn't know that. He said, you're white, so you get to go to Mexico. Okay.
Kyle Rittenhouse is missing.
Yeah, we know. You've told us that many times. He's missing. Except his lawyer knows where he is. And it seems like anytime the court wants him, they just ask him to show up and he's there. Okay, but if you want to call that missing, go for it.
This was predictable.
Did you predict it? Somebody go back into his timeline and see if he predicted this. That once Kyle has been released on bail, he's just going to go and he'll never be found again. Did he predict that?
But this is the justice system. This is the justice system. If you're a little white kid, you can get away with a hell of a lot more than you can if you were any other color person in this country. And now,
well, let's see here. I brought this up so many times, and so many people just seem to forget. There's still Kaiser, a young black female, same age as Kyle. And guess what? Committed an alleged crime in the same town as Kyle. She's being prosecuted by the same office, Michael Gravely. What is her charge? First-degree murder. They think that she planned it. And she also burned the house where the man was, shot, and stole his car. Guess what? She's out on bail, $400,000. Far lower than Kyle's bail. And by the way, it turns out that there was an organization that helped pay her bail. Oh no, we can't have that. Well, we can if it's a black female, but for Kyle, we must put a stop to this. We have a $2 million bail. How dare he find somebody to help him pay it?
now he's missing. He took advantage of it. He apparently, seemingly, based on what we know right now, may have lied about his address, because I don't think it's likely. I mean, I don't know. Listen.
You don't know. You know what? No, then cut your video.
Listen, I don't know. Maybe he had lived there, and then maybe they decided to move recently. Who knows?
Actually, we do know. It turns out that that was his address. He decided to move because he afraid that somebody was going to kill him.
But the fact of the matter is, you are still required to let the courts know that.
Yeah, we know. And that was a violation of the bail agreement. And guess what? He went to the judge a few days after this video and basically explained what happened. His lawyer at least told the judge, hey, there's people out to kill him. We couldn't tell the people where he was living because Mr. Prosecutor Man, ADA Binger, was going to tell everybody. And therefore, we thought that it would be wiser if we not tell the courts. Now, we are happy to tell the courts where Kyle is living as long as Binger doesn't know. Because Binger has a little secret. His boss is Michael Gravely. And Michael Gravely has a little secret. His buddy is a BLM pro-violence supporter. And Binger knows where Kyle is living. Gravely knows where Kyle is living. Sooner or later, Billy Violent, the BLM supporter, is going to know where Kyle is living. Kyle wasn't stupid. And the judge didn't buy Binger's argument one lick. Judge said, oh, it's not that I don't trust you, ADA Binger, but in his mind he's thinking, oh, hell no, I'm not going to give you Kyle's address. Oh, hell no. We know what's going to happen there.
Especially when you're out on bail. We live in the digital age. This kid cannot stay off the grid forever.
Yeah, in fact, he didn't stay off the grid for about another 3 or 4 days, I believe, when he showed up at his bail hearing. And why? Because the judge asked him to be there. And so Kyle showed up, guess what, with his lawyer.
By the time this airs, maybe he's already been found.
He wasn't found, he showed up voluntarily. They didn't have to go find him. They basically said, hey, Kyle, we have a hearing here and we need you there. And Kyle said, okay. And he was there. Real great bloodhounds you had there on this case.
But if you see him, if you see pictures of him, alert authorities immediately.
I will do that. I will do that. In fact, I think I can simulate what that would look like right now. Kenosha Police Department. I think I see Kyle Rittenhouse. It's him. I know it's him. You got to send the FBI. Get the marshals. I see him. I know where he is. I'm looking right at him. Do something. Yeah, he's in a room. And you know what? He's covering his face. He's not wanting to be identified. He's got a mask on. And there's this other guy in the room. He's kind of an older man in a suit. I think he's like a businessman or maybe a lawyer or something like that. Oh boy. Glad that we have Ring of Fire on this case, protecting the community from bad kids who go drinking in pubs and doing this.
And then everybody together collectively reach out to these prosecutors and demand.
Together, we can make a difference. Everybody, let's all get together and make a difference. By doing what?
That they request he be incarcerated until his trial.
Demand. Who? Prosecutor? Dude, all you can do is go to the judge and say, here is our request. And we want you to do what? We want to make sure that you raise his bail amount or you allow us to arrest him. And they did. And the judge went, get out of here with that crap. Prosecution has no ability to do this. It has to be a judge.
This kid is a flight risk.
Okay, so he's a flight risk. He has been out on bail for a few months now, and he's taken off nowhere. He's still coming to Kenosha, to the courts when he's asked to. What kind of fugitive shows up at his preliminary hearing? What kind of fugitive shows at a bail hearing? I don't remember Merle Haggard ever singing about those kind of fugitives. The fugitives that Merle Haggard always sang about were these guys who were riding in box rails, and they were going down from town to town and always looking over their shoulder because the law is always looking for them. They weren't showing up at their bail hearing. If Merle Haggard had a song where the fugitive shows up at his bail hearing, people would turn it off. They'd say, hell, there ain't much of a fugitive there. And they would turn it off. Oh, man.
He has been caught drinking underage
Oh, man, he's caught underage drinking legally
while on bail. That right there alone actually would result in the revocation of his bail.
Really? Okay. Did it? It didn't. Why? It wasn't part of his bail agreement, you big dope.
This kid is flaunting it.
Yeah.
He believes he is above the law.
These guys always think that anytime anybody breaks the law, they're flaunting the law. I think it's flouting the law. But at any rate, sorry, but when a person holds up a liquor store, they're not flaunting the law. They just don't want to get caught. It's not that they don't think the law applies to them. They just don't want to be caught doing anything wrong.
And we have to demand that these prosecutors and that these courts remind him that that is not the case.
Here I have a little suggestion. All of you anti-Kyles out there, and I know how you feel, hear the news. Kyle's done something, and you get on that social media, and it all starts up. So here I have a solution for you, because this will help you with your day. You'll be able to get through your day with less stress and pressure. And it's called Breathe into the Bag. Now, I don't have a bag with me, but what I do have is this envelope. And so I'm going to demonstrate to you how this works. The whole idea behind it is when you think like an anti-Kyle and you go into conniptions over the thinnest of evidence, that's high stress. That means you spend a lot of time worrying about stuff that you really shouldn't worry about. What you need to do is you need to think like a pro-Kyle person. Now, how do you do that? How do you transform your mind from an anti-Kyle to a pro-Kyle? Again, it's breathe into the bag. So let me show you how this happens. Now, I'm going to start off by being an anti-Kyle. And this is how they perceive the news. Now, keep in mind, watch what happens at the end when after breathing into the bag, I turn into a pro-Kyle kind of person. Here it is. I'm on social media and I'm typing in and I see Kyle, he is missing. Oh no, he's probably a fugitive. He's probably shooting people right now. We must find him. Call the U.S. Marshals. Call the FBI. We got to do something. We got to do something. I'm scared. I'm terrified. You know, there may be a reason for this. Maybe he's not really missing. Maybe this is just a misunderstanding. Maybe the address he gave them was correct, or perhaps he had a good reason. I need to investigate a little bit more before I make a judgment. Now, a lot of you out there didn't quite catch that, so let's do another one. Now, this is hypothetical here. So you're on social media and you hear that Kyle Rittenhouse is seen carrying a gun. Okay, here we go. Oh no, Kyle Rittenhouse, he's got a gun. We got to do something. He's probably shooting people. It's probably one of those AR-15s. And he's running around and he's going to be inside his house and they're not going to be able to take him alive. He's going to say, hey, coppers, you never take me alive. What are we going to do? We got to stop him. Call the FBI. Call the National Guard. You know, maybe it wasn't a gun. Maybe it wasn't Kyle. Maybe there's a good reason for this. I need to investigate this a little bit more and see if possibly that I have misunderstood what was being said out there. If I go in and do some of my own investigation, I might find out that the situation is not nearly as dire as I originally thought. See how that works? This guy needs to breathe into the bag. He needs to calm it down a little bit. By the way, what I love about this guy is his earnestness. You look at those eyes and you think he's begging. He's just begging with his eyes for you to take him seriously. And I was thinking to myself, now, where did I see that kind of begging with eyes before? I know that I've seen that somewhere before. And oh, yeah. Sally Struthers and all those people trying to get you to donate money for these helpless animals out there like the snow leopard and these dogs and stuff that have been mistreated like that. And they look at the camera and they say, please donate. Please donate. It's only 25 cents a month, the price of a cup of coffee. And you watch their eyes and they kind of glisten a little bit and they're begging you to please help them. That's what this guy is doing. If you look at his videos, he's just absolutely looks straight into the camera, and with those eyes, he's saying, please take me seriously. Please, we have to stop Kyle before he kills again. Oh, like my video and subscribe to my channel.